it's Jackie Best, your Premier Designs jewelry stylist, and today I wanted to share very quickly with you about Premier Designs as a business opportunity. Okay, don't stop the video yet. I totally get it that you may have no interest in what I do, and I would totally understand, because when I first heard of Premier, absolutely loved the jewelry, did not want to host an event. I thought home parties were gone and no one did them anymore, and I absolutely did not want to sell it. But God had a plan for me. He has a sense of humor, and here I am almost 5 years later. So if you would just watch this video for the next few minutes, I promise it will be worth your time. And if Premier Designs is not for you, you might have someone that pops into your head as someone that you could refer to your Premier Designs jewelry stylist. With Premier, there are 3 numbers that you need to know: 50%, 30%, and 10%. Let's talk about those quickly. First of all, as Premier Designs jewelry stylists, we earn 50% of everything we sell. Doesn't matter if I get an individual order for one necklace off of my website, if I go into a home and serve 4 or 5 or 6 women in a group setting, or if I sell online through Facebook Live jewelry parties. I earn 50% of everything I sell, and I earn that on the spot. What does that mean? When anyone pays me, they pay a check made out to me, not Premier Designs, cash or credit card through a credit card swiper that I have set up. So immediately all the income, all the money goes straight into my bank account. Now, when I decide to close the event, if it's a group order, a couple days later, I then pay my 50% to Premier Designs, but my 50% was already in my bank account since that first sale. So I don't have to wait for Premier to pay me. If I need to pay my mortgage or get diapers for my kids, that money is in my account on that day, on the day of the sale. So it is huge. Also, there is no thing you have to meet. There is no step to get to that 50% level. From day one, right at the point of sale, you earn 50% with Premier Designs, and you continue to earn 50% no matter what, as long as you remain a jeweler. 30% is the amount that our hostesses get in free jewelry, and this is what keeps them coming back. You might be kind of curious about getting into Premier, but you might think, well, as soon as my close friends and family are done having events with me, how do I get more people? And that is very, very simple. Our hostesses earn 30% of everything they sell, as long as their jewelry sales are $200 or more. That's it. Again, there is no step stool to get there. There is no thing or jumps that they have to do through hoops. It's 30% of their sales, and that is traditionally a lot of free jewelry. They also earn up to 8 items at half price and special perks depending on what else is going on. If you have hosted an event for another direct sales company, you know that 30% is the highest in the industry, and this is how our business continues to thrive. The last number I mentioned, 10%, is how much we earn off of the jewelers on our team if we so choose to have a team. Now remember, I told you when I first heard about Premier, I wanted nothing to do with it. And again, God had a different plan. Well, when I actually joined Premier, I told my sponsor, okay, I'm doing Premier, I want to earn the 50%, but I absolutely do not want a team. It wasn't something I thought I could do or wanted to do. But just like I might share a favorite movie, a new restaurant, or a new lipstick that I like, I shared with my close friends and family how much Premier was changing my life, earning that extra stream of income. And guess what? People wanted to do it too. So when one of my jewelers goes out, say they have a $400 event, they earn half, $200, and Premier earns half, $200. Premier takes their $200 and they pay me 10% of that. So my jeweler doesn't lose any of her income. Premier takes their half and they take 10% of that, and that comes back to me as the sponsor. But it doesn't just come to me, it comes 3 levels deep. So in Premier, we like to talk about it as a family. So if you were to become a jeweler under me, I would be your Premier mom. My Premier mom, Erin, would be your Premier grandma, and my Premier grandma, Dana, would be your Premier great grandma. So we talk about it as a family. Now, if you had a $400 event, each of us would earn 10% off of the $200 that Premier has. So 10% to me, to Erin, and Dana. What this does is this immediately, when you join Premier, has a group of ladies, there's 3 of us, that have immediate interest in your success, whatever that means to you, because with Premier, we have no quotas. This was huge for me. When I joined Premier, just a few months after I joined, we got married. I already had a son. I was a single mom. We then, the next year in Premier, had our daughter Aubrey, and the 3rd year in Premier had our son Benjamin. So our business ebbed and flowed as our life ebbed and flowed. And that was so important to us. I continued to earn 50%, but I did more when we needed more, and I did less when I needed to take the time with the kids because there are no quotas. So that was huge. And then as I have grown and my team has grown, I have continued to get that 10% residual income, which is so important if you ever want to grow your Premier business to something that could possibly be a career. Now, we've talked about the 50, the 30, and the 10. Let's talk about a couple quick things that are often frequently asked questions. The first question that I get a lot is, how often do you work and do you have to? And again, there are no quotas. Me personally, I do 1 event per week. Sometimes if I do Facebook, I do 2 events, but it's really up to you. To have a consistent business, 1 event per week is very doable, especially if you work full-time or part-time during the day. I often get asked about our inventory. Are we required to have a certain amount of jewelry? Absolutely not. The jewelry that you see on my table or any of our jewelers' tables is my personal jewelry. It's our personal jewelry to wear and enjoy. We earn 50% off of any samples that we purchase, and we can sell them off our table at any time. But when people order, they're ordering directly from Premier. Premier ships it to them. We don't have to ship. And whenever new jewelry comes out, we often get an extra little perk to purchase it, but we don't have to. We're not required at all to have inventory. So you might be saying, okay, this sounds a little interesting. I'm a little bit curious, but how do I get started? How much does it cost? And how do we get this rolling? So there are 3 ways that you can join Premier. 2 of the ways are an annual fee that includes your license to sell for a full year. And then the 3rd way is a monthly option. The 2 annual ways obviously offer the most cost effective, the most value. And so I'll talk about those first. The first one costs $395, but includes $300 in free jewelry. Get to pick exactly what you would like, and if you have no idea what to get, our website has the top sellers, and your Premier sponsor can help you pick some great pieces, especially if you already have Premier Designs jewelry. We can help you really complete the looks of some of the pieces you might have. It also includes $50 in your business essentials. This is your catalogs and forms. And that $395 includes your personal website where people can shop 24/7, updated by Premier for a full year. That is a great cost savings. That $395 is for that full year. Now, if you'd like to do a little bit more and have more jewelry, you can pay $795. You get $1,500 in jewelry. Oh my goodness, this is so much jewelry. It's amazing. Again, you get to pick it, and you get a little bit extra in your business essentials, your catalogs and forms. Still includes your license for a year, still includes your website for a full year. Now, if you see the value in those 2 packages, but you really can't swing that amount right now, there are 2 different ways you can go ahead and join. First, you can apply for our Jewelers Rewards credit card. If you are approved, you get 6 months at 0% interest, and you can do that and add the $395 or the $795 yearly license to that. If you don't want to do that, you can also join on a monthly level, and that is $45 a month. There are no commitments, no contracts. You start for the month, you pay $45, and the first month you get $45 in free jewelry. So it's basically a wash. It's absolutely free to join. You also get a little bit for your business essentials, catalogs, and forms. If you continue with Premier every month, you just renew, you pay that $45 again. On your 3rd, 6th, and 9th month, you will get an additional $45 in free jewelry as a thank you to continuing, but again, there is no contract. Now, what's super exciting is if you join on that $45 a month and you make a plan with your sponsor to get your business rolling, after a month or 2, if you have the $395, you can upgrade from the monthly option to the $395 yearly option, which will give you the $300 credit in free jewelry. So it's a great idea. If you don't have that to get started, join at the $45, get your business rolling, and then upgrade. It's a great option. Now, you might also be wondering, how do I get my business started? Well, that is where me or your jewelry sponsor comes in. So typically we do these in person, but we can also do them online, especially if you're not close to your jewelry sponsor. But this is where you basically host a party. You host a party, you bring in your friends and family, and you just kind of sit back and you just listen to the training. You can take notes, you can videotape, but you as the new jewelry stylist get all of the income, the 50%. You earn 50% in free jewelry, a little different than the 30%, I'll tell you in a second. And you earn any of the bookings that anyone gets. So if anyone books a party, you get that booking, not your jewelry stylist that brought you in. Now, I mentioned that you get 50% perks 50% hostess benefits. Now, first of all, as a jewelry stylist, we are able and allowed to host our own events whenever we want, so we can get the free product. This is a great way to build the inventory you have on your table by hosting your own events. But when you are a new jeweler, Premier wants you to succeed. So during the first 60 days that you join Premier, anyone that hosts an event with you, including yourself, earns 50% in free product instead of 30%. So this is a great incentive to say to someone, hey, I'm starting this new business. Would you mind helping me? And as a thank you, instead of 30% free, you're getting 50% free. Absolutely awesome. Also, our second perk for new jewelers is that within the first 10 days of their business, anyone who places an individual order, which is not a group order with a hostess, but just an individual order through you or your website, will get a free gem membership. I don't want to go too much into this, but this is our VIP membership. Normally costs $39 for the year. They'll get 20% off all year round, extra perks on their birthday, free shipping over a certain amount. So normally $39, but anyone who shops with you during your first 10 days as a stylist gets that for free. So again, it's a great incentive to ask someone, hey, you can't host an event. Would you mind looking at my catalog, placing an order? You'll get this extra membership for free. So it's absolutely awesome. Now, I've talked a lot about Premier and the income that it can bring, and most of us as jewelry stylists join because of the income, because we have a financial need. But I'll tell you what, after almost 5 years, the income is not the only reason that I stay. Did you know Premier Designs was founded in 1985 to fund missions around the world? We're a biblically based company that focuses on enriching lives and helping women continue to add income to their business while being home with their children or doing the things that they love. Andy and Joan Horner started Premier Designs in 1985 in Texas, and they actually found the mission of Premier, the focus and philosophy of Premier, to help women to enrich lives before they actually had jewelry as a product. That's right, jewelry actually came later, and the reason they chose jewelry, thankfully, is because it's the #1 gift item in the country. And I'm so glad they did, because it's beautiful. We stand behind our product. Premier offers us an amazing guarantee on any manufacturer's defect, where they will replace the item for free or for $7, depending on when it was bought, so that we don't have to stand behind it with our own personal money. Premier takes care of our customers, and Premier takes care of us. My relationships that I have formed with jewelers and with hostesses and customers over the years are some of the closest relationships that I have. My faith has grown through Premier. My love of people has grown through Premier. And I really would ask you to think long and hard, and even pray, if Premier may be right for you. If you have been asked, would you mind going to the survey of the person who brought you to this video? And if you have no idea and no one led you here and you just found me by happenstance, you can go to www.girlboss.jewelrywithjackie.com. You can take the feedback form survey on my website, and I can contact you to give you a little bit more information. You never know. You might be like me. You might feel this is absolutely crazy, but then you might be like me and you find that Premier is different. Premier can offer you more than just income, and it can make a difference.